I cheated with my boyfriend with my boss. I have this boyfriend for 3 years and our sex life started to drop off a couple of years ago, and now it is non-existent. I had no idea how much I miss sex. After 5 our office is a ghost town but the boss always stays later. I was working on a project, and when I opened my door everyone was gone. I packed up my things and started to walk out but noticed the boss's car still parked. I decided to say goodbye. Truthfully, I like time with him. He is tall, well-built with a well-groomed, hot beard. I went to his office door and almost knocked but heard noises from inside. My first thought was, well, maybe he was masturbating. I don't know why that popped into my head, but I could feel a bit of excitement starting. I put my ear to the door and defiantly could hear the sounds of someone having sex. I should have walked away, but I simply couldn't. I wanted to know who had gotten into the boss's pants. Maybe his wife stopped by for a quick one. They were getting louder, and that made me horny. I resisted the urge to lift up my dress and take care of something my husband had stopped taking care of. Well, I did to that about 4 times a week at home, but this was different. I could hear them finishing and she was loud, almost too made up loud, but I know that gets men hot, especially when you want to impress or get something from them. Then the noises stopped, and I knew it was over. I was really turned on by now and wanted to open the door and walk in on them, but of course I just walked back to my office and closed the door. I peeked out my door waiting for her to leave. Finally his door opened and out walks Julie. She is married and they have been over our house for parties, and I have gone to girls' night with her. I never suspected she would be the type to cheat, especially with our boss. I realized that I was a bit jealous. I thought about how it would be to go into his office one day, drop to my knees in front of him and beg to suck him dry. Yes, most of my fantasies start with my on my knees with a cock in my mouth, then end up with me bent over taking it from behind. No face to face, just a hard man pounding away, taking me and leaving his hot sperm inside of me. I am getting hot right now. I waited until he left and again resisted the urge to take care of myself right then. His door opened again and he came out, went to the exit and left in his car. I followed him, locked up, and went to my car. On the ride home I finally gave in and slipped my hand under my dress. I wondered if the guys in the cars knew what I was doing. I really kind of hoped they did. At home I went in and cleaned up. Husband came home, we ate, and he finished some paperwork. I went to bed waiting for him but dozed off. In the middle of the night I woke to find him gently snoring. I reached over and felt for his cock and it was hard. I moved over and opened my mouth and took as much in as I could. I started really going at it, and didn't even notice when he woke up, but I did notice when he erupted in my mouth. The next morning he asked me what brought that on. I told him the story, the whole story, and even mentioned my fantasy about sucking the boss, having spin my around and then sink his big hard cock into my pussy and fuck me until he finished. Husband just looked at me and smiled. You are just making this all up? I lied and said yes, but I so wanted him to call me a slut, force me to my knees and demand I satisfy him. I so wanted him to push me against the counter, pull up the t-shirt I was wearing, rip off my panties and take me. He didn't. Now all I think about is sex, and if my boyfriend doesn't provide, someone else will. I know I am hot and no men want me so. Now for the next story. My girlfriend, 26F, cheated on me, 28M, and then broke up with me afterwards. I don't know how to help her, part 3. I previously that my girlfriend broke up with me after cheating on me. She appears to have cheated on me due to feeling overwhelmed by her prior trauma, as she began cheating on me a few days after the controlled call with the police. In total, she slept with 30 people in the 5 months she cheated on me. She is currently claiming to have only cheated on me with one person, and solely because she caught feelings for him. As mentioned before, I hold no resentment, and my goal is to support her the best I can. I fear that I don't know how to do that / what specific actions to take, and so I'm here seeking feedback. I currently plan to write her a heartfelt letter focused on apologizing to her for the guilt she feels from cheating. I would tell her that it must have been so terrible to feel so much guilt and confusion. It's especially bad as there's no one she could talk to about this, and even if she told anyone, they would never understand her and they might secretly judge her. This only adds to her isolation when she just wanted to feel validated and understood. Additionally, there's the constant fear that I would find out one day and would be so hurt. I would like to let her know that I understand her, and I'm sorry she went through that. She can talk to me about this. She must have felt so trapped, alone, and scared. She doesn't have to tell me when or why things went wrong, but I want to know that she doesn't have to feel this way anymore. She can let go, and I'm here for her. What she's feeling is normal, and I see her as a survivor, not as someone weak. She doesn't have to go through this alone. She doesn't have to worry about hurting me. Instead, it brings me joy to be able to support her. I see her for who she really is, a good person. I'm here for her in any way she needs me, and I will never abandon her. My thought process is that this should make her feel understood and heard, due to this response contrasting so much with average person's response of, "I'm hurt and I'm upset at you." Framing it the way I plan to would make it clear that her actions are wrong, and she should be expected to feel guilty for doing such a terribly thing. But at the same time, I forgive her and I'm here to support her. My hope is that she will open up more and admit what really happened, cheating with 30 people. From there I can tell her that my love and support is unconditional, and I'm proud of her for telling me. I know it wasn't easy. Then I would like to move towards her trusting me more, opening up, and eventually, therapy. Thank you for reading, and please let me know what your thoughts are on this, and if you have any advice on other things I could do as well. I mentioned previously that I would like to find a way to show radical creative love in a way that really moves her. We shared an apartment together in NYC before she kicked me out. I considered offering to pay half of the rent until our lease ends, April 2026, even though I would not be living there. I like the idea as it shows care and sacrifice. But I decided to reject and not do this as it may send the wrong message. Especially, I don't want her to be under the impression that I am doing this to date her again. It is crucial that she understands that I expect anything or want anything, but solely out of genuine unconditional love. The water would be all the more muddied if I had made this offer, as she has been going out with moderately successful guys in their latest 30s or 40s, who are taking her out to fancy dates. I say this to explain that I'm willing to put in work and I'm willing to sacrifice if it would be beneficial to her mental health and growth. But it must be done purposefully, thoughtfully, and with expected positive outcomes. I'm still struggling to find ways I can help like this. If I can't think of anything, then I'll do nothing, but I'd greatly appreciate if you guys can share any ideas you think of. Next story. Caught my girlfriend cheating on me with her tattoo artist. I finally ended it after the most clear evidence I've gotten. I've been suspicious of her for 8 months as she slowly stopped showing me affection and wouldn't even hold my hand when walking around stores like we used to do. When I first asked her why her tattoo artist was calling her during dinner, around 8:15 to 8:30 p.m., and she quickly denied it and set her phone to silent mode. She stammered a bit and said that he probably just wanted to check up on how her recent tattoo she had gotten was healing. I asked her why he would call that late at night as it's after store hours, and she got mad and said that I was accusing her of cheating, which I denied, and that I in fact had said nothing of the sorts, and that I just thought it was weird. She got mad and I slept on the couch for a week. During the end of that week I then saw some texts on her phone, just the notifications pop up on the phone screen, and I read them, of him texting her inappropriate messages about her body and how he misses her. She never shut him down or blocked him, which made me believe that she in fact had been seeing him behind my back, but I played it cool and pretended I didn't see them so she didn't accuse me of going through her phone behind her back. And the final straw was when I came over for the weekend. We didn't live together, we traded weekends of visiting each other's places. I guess she forgot to change her phone background because I went to move her phone when I was shaving in the bathroom, and she had a picture of him with a caption saying, "I love you so much," with the picture as well. I confronted her about it, and she called me delusional and that I was making it up until I showed her the picture I took of it with my phone. She just sat there and didn't say anything, and when I turned around to start packing my things she started to cry and said, "What are you going to tell your family?" "Obviously," I said. "The truth, it shouldn't matter to you anyways, because if you did care you wouldn't have cheated on me to begin with." As I pulled out of her driveway, she had the audacity to text my family group chat that she loves them and that she's no longer going to be in their lives, and then left without telling them why, leaving me to explain what happened to my family while I was driving and on the verge of crying. It's been 3 days and I'm still hanging on, but I didn't have to work today and it's been terrible. I went and worked out for 2.5 hours today, and besides that I've just been sitting here listening to music and wondering what I could have done to keep her loyal to me. What to besides going to work, exercising and getting healthy amounts of sleep. Comment 1. Sorry, man. After reading a lot of stories and hearing about cheating partners, I've come to the conclusion that you could have been the perfect partner in the world and they can still somehow find the need to cheat emotionally or physically. And if they decide to do it, there's literally nothing you can do about it. They will make you to be the problem, her sleeping on the couch, and will continue it, even if they know that you are suspicious of it. Things will get better for you. Comment 2. Right before I left, I asked her if she wanted to at least end our relationship with a little dignity, or if she even wanted to be truthful even a bit and fess up. She stuck to the "you're delusional" answer, and I just left. I think he knew that her and I were together because about 15 minutes after leaving her house I was blocked by the both of them. So that solidifies everything to me and my family, as they all know what happened. Comment 3. Hey man, sorry to hear this. Unfortunately, there is nothing you could have done to prevent her from betraying you. Although you had your suspicions, you had no real concrete evidence. However, you did in fact have a gut feeling which turned out you were right about your suspicions. Move on, occupy your time with things you like to do, spend time with friends and family, and understand it's better for it to happen and you find out rather than it happening and you have no idea. Most of the time when a partner cheats, and it causes a relationship to end, it usually doesn't work out for them in the end anyway with that new person. So take it as a lesson learned and focus on yourself, and when you're ready for a jump back into the dating scene you'll know you dodged a bullet. So keep your chin up and understand relationships are not what they used to be. Social media and attention from others due to social media plays a huge part of the issues with dating these days. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. See you in the next one.